morning, physics students. I just wanted to put together a little thing to show you how my catapult was built. But before that, I want to remind you that you need to sign up on Google Classroom to show me how you're working on building yours. So make sure you go there, sign up for your own specific time slot. It'll only be about 15 minutes. Not a lot of pressure on it. If it's not done, it's okay. I just want to give you some advice, give you some tips, and make sure that you've started to make progress on your final project for physics. So let me show you what I've made so far. Okay, so I spent the rest of the week gathering materials. So this week, my plan is to actually construct the catapult. Next week, I'm going to edit everything together. I found this online. I'm going to try to make a torsion catapult. So these are the different materials that it said I would need. And I couldn't find all of these pieces exactly, but let me show you how close I got. I have that stick that I had before, but I'm going to use it a little bit differently. They use a broomstick as a little turning mechanism. I think I'm going to use these instead. So I'm going to use these as my little, to tighten the rope pieces. I am going to use the broomstick, but I'm going to use the broomstick as a lever arm. So that's going to replace this 30-inch piece. So that's what this is for. And two of those. So I need to make a base. This rope is an excellent rope for torsion, I think. So I'm going to kind of construct, it's hard to do while I'm sitting here holding this, but I'm going to use these as the side pieces. Let me turn off the camera and I'll set it up and see if we can figure out how to make this. Okay, so without any nails or anything in it, this is the idea. We've got some cross beams here, got a box on the bottom, and the box has to be a little bit off the ground. That took some revising, but this is what I'm going to use as my lever arm, and the rope is going to wind through this hole, which happily is already there. There's a nut in the wood, so I didn't have to get a hole. I did have to drill that hole. So the rope is going to come, where's my hand? There it is. The rope is going to come out here, and then above this, and through this hole, and then back under, and through this hole, and back, and it's going to weave back and forth. And then these little pieces are going to be out here with the rope wrapped around them, so that as I turn them, the rope is going to tighten. That's the idea. Now I'm going to need to screw all this together so that I don't need to use pot holders and things, pots and things to hold it up. I have extra pieces to add some strength because I think these are going to buckle a little bit as I add tension to it. So if I need to, I have some supports for various areas. Wish me luck. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this may not be the most stable setup, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's also a lot of background noise. But here we go, it's starting to take shape. That's the start of one side of the base. I did learn that you absolutely need to pre-drill holes because I'm gonna get a little bit of splitting going on. Okay, so it's starting to take shape. I had some problems as I was putting stuff together. I don't know if you can see it, but that board split. So I'm gonna have to either patch it or put some triangles in to make it stronger. And my screws are a little bit long, so they stick out. That's a bit of a hazard. I made sure they were on the inside so that they aren't gonna, hurt if I happen to scuff up against them. I did have to get some help making that hole, so I visited my brother. We were perfectly safe, masked and everything. He wanted to make more of the catapult, but I said, no, this is my catapult. I'm gonna make it, and that's a lesson for everyone. People are going to want to help you do this, and that's great. Have them help you. But especially if you're not very good at power tools or you don't know how to use saws, don't just let them do it. Have them teach you how to do it, as we're all being perfectly safe. All right, so my catapult, it's got a base. It's got arms. This top bar isn't screwed on yet. But here's my lever arm. The idea is the rope is going to go in and out, around on either side so that it's super tight. And then when you pull this down, it's going to latch here. And when you pull a trigger of some kind, it's going to fling up and hit there to stop. And then the egg is going to go flying. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. Oh no, I broke my drill. That's not good at all. I got the little piece fell off inside. the hazards of construction. But I think I've pre-drilled the holes anyway. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm working on wrapping the rope around, and the idea is I tied a knot and went around the outer handle and back through, over the top, out around the right handle, then I'm going under, and I'm just going to go out and under and around and over top as many times as I can until I run out of rope. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but that's attempt number 1. Okay, so now I can't hold this and do it at the same time, but I think if I tighten this and I tighten the other one the same amount, then it should provide enough tension to bring the arm up. Let's see. I think this is going to work. So now the plan is to find a way to keep these stable. They're really tight, so that when I pull on this, it doesn't just unwind, which it'll probably do. Yeah, it unwinds a little bit. That's got some throwing power to it. Here we go. We're gonna get to test this thing. So this is today's plan. The rain has stopped, so I'm gonna be able to test it. I'm gonna put some padding here so that when it hits, it doesn't do any damage. I'm going to see if I can find a way to tighten this more, maybe by using some kind of a lever arm in the end. I'm going to attach my little cup to the end here so that I can put eggs in it. I'm going to start with the plastic eggs. We'll try one real egg, see how that works. After that, all I have to do is get my little hook to attach here as a little safety mechanism, and we should be ready to take some data. Okay, here we go. I've got my little protective thing attached. It's as tight as I can get it. That's something I can definitely work on. My hand strength isn't enough to get it any tighter. I think if I put some washers in here, then that would help. I don't know, I'll have to work on that. But right now it's set. I haven't fired it yet. I've got my trigger mechanism. I'm on my porch, so I have to stand a little closer than I like to. But it doesn't have a whole lot of energy right now. And it's got a pretty good trigger mechanism. So the idea is I am going to pull the string, and it's going to release the energy, and I don't think the egg's going to go very far. It's an empty egg, so it should just fling, I would say, just off the porch. It's not going to go on the road or anything. All right, you ready to try? Here we go. My head out of the way. 3, 2, it's on the wrong spot. Let's get this up. There we go. All right. Wait for the car to pass just in case. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it made it off the porch. It actually worked all the way. Where did it go? There it is. All the way out there. So that's, I don't know. How far would you say that is? 1, maybe 3 meters. That's not bad for a first try. Alright, so I don't want to tell you how I'm going to soup it up, but I do want you to know that this is the type of thing that you should be working on. When I meet with you this week, each of you needs to sign up with the time to meet with me, see how your catapult is going. I should be able to see pictures of it. Maybe you can bring me out to it so I can see what it looks like, give you some hints. Sometime this week, sign up for a 15-minute block to meet me to talk about how your catapult is working. Have fun. Here we go.